right, so now you're on the Left Pedal podcast. I know, it's really crazy.
Hello.
So I'm here with Craig from Australia, and I was really, we could talk all day about Australia, but we're not going to because we're all at the end of a conference. It's been a long day. But I'm interested in your thoughts. You've been in Canada for what, 2 weeks?
Yeah, 2-week trip and beautiful place. And,
and you've got, what's the training company that you've got? You've got your training company in Australia.
We're a family-owned business. I run Armstrong driver education, so we specialise in the heavy vehicle, or I think that, what do you call we call them heavy vehicles, you call them tractors, don't you?
Yeah, tractor trailers,
that's our speciality.
And you came up to take a look at the entry-level training program and how that might be possibly investigated for Australia, right?
Yeah, well, look, in Australia, we've got some major problems with our training. We're not looking after industry, we're not looking after road safety.
Yeah.
You know, we've got organisations doing truck licensing in 5 hours, just mind-blowing.
That's crazy,
You know, when I looked around the world, and I've been following the MELT system, the Canadian system, and there's really best practice over here, and someone had to come over, and I made that choice, and I want to see your model, which I've seen a lot of it, and I'm very impressed where you're going.
And you've been across the country from one side to the other.
Yeah,
I don't know how you did that in 2 weeks. You're going to be sleeping for a month when you go home.
I am very tired, but look, I started off in British Columbia and had some really good meetings there, and I love the way they've gone for their 140-hour program. You know, I spent significant time in Ontario and looking at the 103-hour program. Spent heaps of time with Kim Nicholson, and had a look at an organisation that just leads the way here. And over to Montreal. I'm really fascinated in their 16-week program and that. So I've got to get to Manitoba, I've got to get to Alberta, and I've got to get to Saskatchewan because that Humboldt accident was that had a lot of impact overseas on us as well.
And as you heard today, the East Coast, where they were talking about in the last panel, they don't have as many programs as rates. So what do you think of today? You're at a recruiting event. Like, is the industry in Australia the same as what we've got here? We have a lot of camaraderie. We are all competitors for the most part in this room, and we all are friends too.
Well, look, I think this event, this was a quality event, and I love the parallels of what we've got, and that is that we have a massive shortage of drivers, but not just drivers, quality drivers. You've got a massive shortage of drivers, quality drivers.
The industry's so much fun. I don't know why we don't have anybody coming into it.
Look, I think that's the challenge of leaders. We've got to market the industry because, look, we've been in it, we've experienced it, but unless we communicate that in a way that people understand, and we just have to get out there and we have to show and get people, they have to get a feel. If they get a feel of the industry, you fall in love with it.
As what we say up here is once you get in, you can't get out.
Absolutely.
And I've tried a number of times. I'm still here. I can't whether you're driving or not, you still can't.
I'm 40 years in it. I started off as a driver and driver trainers, and I've been running an organisation for a lot of years now. Love it.
So you think you have enough data to take back enough? Is there going to be big discussions in Australia now about what Canadians do?
Well, look, I think I've got a starting point. I've got some good data, and look, the government know I'm coming across my state government. I'll share that with them. I'll share it with our industry. We've got very close relationships with the VTA, which is the Victorian Transport Association. They do a wonderful job. They're trying to fight the fight.
Right.
I mean, 209. Trying to make a difference, and I think we're getting closer.
Yeah. Well, we all try to make a difference here. The best of the best are in this room today. I can tell you that. I've dealt with them for years, decades now. It seems like.
Well, I tell you what, I've never met such a nice bunch of people. But people you can actually just approach and start talking. It's quality conversation. Loved it.
Yeah. Well, listen. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
I know you've got a long trip ahead of you, but safe travels, and feel free to come back up sometime. I want to make it to Australia. It's on. If you talk to most people, it's probably on most people in this room their bucket list to go once at least.
Well, one thing about a bucket list, you got to make it happen.
I'm busy on all the other things on my list. That's a little further down, but I need to move it up, and I certainly will come and say hello.
Look forward. We'll look after you.
Great. Thank you very much. That's
Thank
awesome.
you. See you.
Good job,
Bye-bye.
buddy. Good job.